I was a teenage exorcist. The fire that killed Seamus Michael's parents did not roar. That detail would trouble him for the rest of his life. Fires were meant to announce themselves, with panic, with noise, with chaos. This one did not. Neighbors later told the police that they heard nothing at all. No shouts, no alarms, no crack of timber, only a strange inward pull of air, as though the terraced house on St. Aidan's Road had inhaled deeply and never exhaled again. When the fire brigade arrived, the blaze was already dying, collapsing in on itself. The front door stood open. The windows were unbroken. Michael and Neve Michaels were found seated at the kitchen table, facing one another. Their notebooks lay open between them. Pens still rested in their fingers. Their faces were calm, not peaceful, but expectant, as though they had been listening to something only they could hear. The report blamed faulty wiring, an electrical fire that burned fast and hot. Seamus knew it was a lie. The crucifix above the kitchen doorway had not burned. It had melted. The wood remained intact, charred but solid, while the metal corpus had softened and slumped. Christ's face warped into an expression Seamus had never seen depicted in any church. Terror. His parents had been journalists, careful ones. For months, they had been investigating a quiet rise in ritualistic activity across Dublin. Not teenagers playing at devil worship, but organized groups tied to drugs, squats, and underground clubs. Symbols carved into confessionals, addicts whispering fragments of Latin they had never learned, priests abandoning parishes without explanation. One notebook survived the fire, oddly untouched. On several pages, a name appeared, always incomplete, always scratched out so violently the paper tore. After the funeral, the Bishop of Dublin came alone to Seamus's aunt's house. He did not wear his mitre. He did not offer comfort. He asked questions that made Seamus's skin prickle. Had he been dreaming since the fire? Did he smell smoke when none was present? Had he heard his name spoken in empty rooms? When Seamus answered yes to all three, the bishop closed his eyes. Within a month, Seamus was sent to Rome on a scholarship, officially to study theology, unofficially to be removed from whatever had begun to notice him. Rome, in the 1980s, felt older than time. Churches breathed incense and damp, and secrets layered upon secrets. Seamus felt watched constantly, not by men, but by something patient, something that recognized him. It was there he met Father Gabriele Amorth. Amorth studied him quietly. When he took Seamus's hand, he lingered, tracing the lines of his palm. "You are followed," Amorth said. "Not haunted, followed." Seamus began to suffer waking dreams. He smelled burning hair in the refectory. He woke with ash beneath his fingernails. Once, he found himself kneeling in the chapel at dawn, with no memory of leaving his bed, his tongue numb. From speaking Latin, he did not recall learning. Amorth taught him first about deception, that demons preferred whispers to screams, that they borrowed truth to poison it, that patience was their greatest weapon. "They wanted your parents, frightened," Amorth said. "Truth written down is dangerous. Death was incidental." The first exorcism Seamus witnessed took place in a mountain village north of Rome. The girl was 16, restrained gently, her eyes filmed white, her voice reciting a child's prayer backwards with perfect cadence. The spirit named itself quickly, too quickly. It laughed when challenged. It spoke of Seamus's parents, the smell of his mother's hair, the way his father tapped his pen when nervous. It told Seamus the precise moment his father's lungs collapsed from heat. Amorth performed a rite Seamus had never read. He commanded the entity into a living vessel, a black snake brought by the villagers, thrashing violently as something unseen was forced into it. The snake screamed. They burned it outside the church. The girl lived. That night, Seamus dreamed of a wolf standing at the edge of a forest, watching him with eyes that reflected fire. Training followed, fasting, prayer until collapse, listening to recorded exorcisms that left his hands shaking. Seamus learned that demons feared names above all else, and that the oldest concealed theirs even from themselves. Word came from Sister Sarah in the spring. She was blind, ancient, and known for dreams that came true without metaphor or mercy. Her convent lay high in the hills. Her message was urgent. She had dreamed of Seamus. In the dream, he stood dressed in white, surrounded by fire that would not touch him. The crowd below him wept, some in devotion, some in rage. Above him loomed a vast shadow, wounded but not destroyed, whispering his name with hatred and longing. "The boy will be Pope one day," Sister Sarah said. "That is why the unholy hunt him. They do not want him dead. They want him broken, before the crown is placed upon his head." They traveled to the convent under cover of night. The air there felt wrong, heavy, resistant. Sister Sarah touched Seamus's face and wept. "You burn," she whispered, "but not yet." That night the drug addicts came. They moved as one body, mouths chanting fragments of corrupted prayer. They hurled themselves against the gates until bone cracked. Inside the church, candles extinguished themselves. The wolf appeared at the altar. It stood upright, fur slick with blood, eyes burning with ancient intelligence. "I have waited longer than your church," it said, "and I will wait again." The battle shattered stone and faith alike. Possessed bodies fell. Prayers screamed. The wolf struck Sister Sarah, tearing her throat open. As she died, she dragged her fingers through her own blood, across the stone floor, and wrote a name she could not see. Amorth read it aloud. The name did not echo. It fell, heavy and final, striking the church like a blow to the chest. The candles flared violently, green smoke coiling from their wicks. The wolf recoiled, not in pain, but in recognition. Then it smiled. With a sound like stone grinding against bone, the creature launched itself from the altar. It moved faster than anything living should. Seamus barely had time to raise his hands before it struck him, knocking him backwards across the cracked marble floor. Its breath was hot and rancid, smelling of ash and ancient rot. Its jaws snapped inches from his throat, strings of black saliva stretching between its teeth. "You are mine," it whispered inside his head. "Not now, but one day." A gunshot shattered the church. The sound was deafening in the enclosed space. The wolf howled as the bullet tore into its side, spinning it away from Seamus in a spray of dark, oily blood that smoked where it struck the stone. Seamus stared in disbelief as Father Gabriele Amorth stood near the sanctuary steps, his hands steady around a small revolver, an object that looked obscene in such a holy place, yet entirely necessary. "There are times," Amorth said calmly, firing again, "when faith must buy itself a moment." The wolf staggered, but did not fall. It laughed, a deep rumbling sound that vibrated through the pews. Amorth dropped the gun. He reached into his cassock and withdrew a small crucifix. Old, tarnished, its surface worn smooth by centuries of prayer. It was not gold, it was silver. He began to speak Latin, not the formal rite, but something older, harsher, the words shaped like weapons. The air thickened. The wolf screamed as the sound of the language pressed in on it from all sides. Amorth hurled the crucifix. It struck the creature squarely in the chest. For a heartbeat, nothing happened. Then green fire erupted from within the wolf, flames pouring from its mouth and eyes, consuming it from the inside out. The smell was unbearable, sulfur, burning flesh, and something far older than death. The creature howled as its form collapsed, burning, without heat, until nothing remained but ash and scorched stone. Silence fell. Sister Sarah lay dead, her prophecy fulfilled in blood. The addicts lay unconscious, freed, but broken. Seamus knelt where he had fallen, shaking, alive. In the years that followed, Seamus did not return to Ireland. He stayed with Amorth. He learned that evil did not end. It adapted. He learned that exorcism was not about shouting demons into submission, but enduring them without losing oneself. He learned restraint, patience, and how to recognize the quiet signs of corruption before it blossomed into horror. When Seamus was finally ordained, it was without ceremony. He returned to Dublin years later, older, harder, his faith tempered by fire. He became bishop in time, respected, distant, deeply feared by those who trafficked in the dark. Ritualistic activity in Ireland declined sharply during his tenure, though no official explanation was ever offered. And one day, against all expectation, an Irishman was elected pope, the first in history. From the balcony in Rome, dressed in white, Seamus Michael looked out upon a sea of faces. The crowd roared in joy. Bells rang, smoke rose, and far beneath the sound, too deep for anyone else to hear, something ancient and furious breathed in the dark. Because the name written in Sister Sarah's blood, the name spoken too late, was Asmodeus, Prince of Hell. From the deepest, darkest pits of hell, was still waiting for his greatest prize, the holy soul of the Supreme Pontiff, his old friend, the new Pope. The end.